There's a moment that happens to almost everyone with a paid-off car. A moment so small you probably forgot it happened, but it changed how you spend money for years afterward. Someone looked at your car and felt sorry for you. And the wild thing is, out of the two of you standing in that parking lot, the person who should have felt sorry wasn't you. By the end of this video, I'll show you exactly who's losing in that moment, and it's probably not who you think. Let's talk about what actually happens, because I think most financial content skips right past this part. You make a responsible decision. Maybe it's a used Corolla, maybe it's a Civic with 80,000 miles, maybe it's just not upgrading the car you already have. Whatever it is, you ran the numbers and the math made sense. No new car payment, lower insurance, no depreciation cliff the second you drive off the lot. You felt good about it, for a while. Then comes the moment. It could be a dinner with friends, a work event, dropping your kid off at school next to someone else's brand new SUV. Someone glances at your car, and you catch it, that flicker. Not cruelty, just a quiet assumption that you're behind, that you're making do, that when you can afford better, you will. And here's what gets me. You laugh it off in the moment. You make a joke. Yeah, she's got some miles on her. Everyone moves on. But you don't move on. Not really. Because a week later, you're scrolling car listings on your phone at 11 p.m., telling yourself you're just looking, doing math on a lease payment that isn't that bad actually, justifying it with reasons that sound suspiciously like the ones you'd roll your eyes at if a friend said them to you. That's the real cost of that parking lot moment, not embarrassment, erosion. A slow wearing down of a decision you know on paper is correct. So let's put the actual numbers next to each other because I think they're more dramatic than people realize. The average new car payment in the US right now is around $730 a month on a loan that often stretches close to 6 years.
Over that time, that's about $52,000, and that's before insurance, which is typically higher on newer vehicles, and before depreciation, which starts the moment the car leaves the lot. Now, take that same $730 a month, and instead of a car payment, it goes into an index fund. At a conservative 8% average annual return over that same 6 years, that adds up to roughly $65,000. Read that again. One person ends up with a car that's worth less than half what they paid for it. The other person ends up with $65,000 and a car that still runs fine. This isn't really a math problem. Most people listening to this already understand the math. This is a psychology problem, and it's the part nobody talks about. So, if the math is obvious but the pressure is real, how do you actually hold the line? 3 specific things, not vague mindset advice, actual steps. Step 1. Give the invisible decision a visible result. The core problem is that smart financial decisions don't come with applause. Nobody compliments your insurance bill, so you have to create your own feedback loop. Open a note on your phone right now. Write down the gap between what a new car payment would cost you and what you're actually paying, insurance included. For most people, that's somewhere between $400 and $700 a month. Now, put that number somewhere you'll actually see it. A recurring calendar note, a spreadsheet you update monthly. Watch it become $5,000, then $10,000, then a down payment, an emergency fund, a vacation you paid for in cash. Make the win visible to you, because it's never going to be visible to anyone else. Step 2. Stop narrating your car. This is small, but it matters more than people think. The instant you explain your car, oh, it's not that bad, it's actually really reliable, I'm just being smart. You've accepted that your car needs defending. You've handed someone else the authority to judge a financial decision they have zero stake in. Practice saying nothing, or just, yep, gets me where I need to go. Then change the subject. You wouldn't explain your 401k contribution to a stranger in the parking lot. Don't explain your car either. Step 3. Audit your financial environment. This one's uncomfortable, but important. If most of the people you spend time with treat cars or vacations or renovations or whatever as scoreboards, you are going to feel pressure to keep score too. It's not a willpower issue, it's an environment issue. You don't need to overhaul your friendships, but it helps enormously to have even 1 or 2 people in your life who talk about money in terms of freedom instead of appearance. A podcast, a book, an online community, anything that gives you a different normal to compare yourself to. Your financial decisions are heavily shaped by whoever's in the room. Choose the room. Before we wrap up, here are 3 things I want you to actually remember from this video. Insight 1. The appearance of wealth and the accumulation of wealth often work against each other. Every dollar spent signaling success is a dollar that isn't compounding. This isn't about being cheap, it's about understanding that these 2 things, appearance and accumulation, are frequently in direct competition for the same dollar.
Insight 2. That moment of pity in the parking lot wasn't random, it was manufactured. Decades of advertising have worked to connect cars with identity, wealth, success, arrival. That instinctive reaction your friend had, it was built upstream by people who profit when you upgrade. You're just the end recipient of a feeling that was designed. Insight 3. Boring is not the same as behind. The research on actual high-net-worth households is consistent. Most drive modest, older vehicles. Most live in unremarkable houses in unremarkable neighborhoods. The visible markers of wealth and the actual presence of wealth are more often than not completely disconnected from each other. If your car is boring, you might not be behind. You might just be one of the few people who already figured this out. If any part of this felt familiar, if you've had your own version of that parking lot moment, do one thing for me. Leave a comment with the number, the gap between what you're not spending and what you could be investing instead. Seeing that number written out, even just for yourself, tends to change how the next just-looking moment goes. And if this got you thinking about money differently, you should know this isn't the only place this shows up. There's a version of this exact trap at every single income level. The trap that catches people making $50,000 a year is different from the one that catches people making $500,000, and the one at the top might be the most dangerous of all. I'm calling it the wealth trap ladder, and I'm walking through every single rung, from just getting by all the way to generational wealth. If you've ever felt like you're doing well but somehow never getting ahead, that video is for you.